Hello, welcome to Karma's a Stitch. I'm Tanya. This is going to be episode 57. All the ways that you can get in touch with me or my son Anthony, who's typically on here with me, can be found in the description box below. Today is January 18th, and Anthony and I recorded an episode about a week and a half ago, but I wanted to get through my 12 cast-ons of Christmas. It's a make-along that I was participating in, that's hosted by Angela over at Yarn and Yarns. She's got a Ravelry page. It's so inspirational to see what everybody's casting on and plans that they have to work on for the year. And this was the first year that I had participated. So I wanted to get through those before I had another actual episode. So the purpose of today is to show you guys how I plan on working through my WIPs for the next year, essentially. Last night I had finished cast on number 12 and I had put it away, and I wanted to start working on my next project. And so I'm going to insert here a clip of what I recorded last night, so that I could get to the point where I knew what project to work on. So I'm going to insert that here and I'll explain all afterwards. Okay guys, so I've got everybody in bed. Not everybody's asleep. We just got a message saying that Alex's school is canceled tomorrow due to winter conditions. So she is in bed. She's not asleep. She's watching a movie. Anthony's in bed doing his thing. So the house is quiet, and I don't know about you, but this is kind of the time of day that I function well. I am able to process things. I'm able to manage things. I'm able to get things off my list. And I have several hours in me at this point in the day. So what I've decided to do is, instead of waiting until tomorrow, which I don't know if I could even if I wanted to, is I'm going to get started on making this video. I will have recorded an intro for this episode, but what I'm going to do right now is I've got this list. Okay, so I'm going to write the project, the date I started, if I can remember off the top of my head without checking for everything, the date that I complete it, because I will keep track of those, and then I get a little star. So this is the list that they created at my local yarn shop, and there's a pegboard where lots of people have their WIP charts up there. So this will be my WIP chart. I'm going to go through, if you guys can see behind, I know you can see behind me. This is my WIP wall. And so all of my current projects, I've got blankets right here, and all of my 12 cast-ons and all of the things that have come from 2023 into 2024, they're all right here. Okay, so if you watch my WIP roundup and you watch my 12 cast-ons, none of these are going to be a surprise. You will have seen all of them, but I have been putting them on my shelf here, and as you can see, some of them, like here, there's two projects in here. Got this project bag and this project bag. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to write down what each project is, and that'll be the first step. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I am going to apologize. I did take a shower. I put on some mascara because nobody needs to see me completely natural. But I did just get out of the shower. I think it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm going to be going to bed after this. So sorry, got pajamas and mascara. All right, let's get this list done. Of course, I grabbed the one pencil with no more lead. So this is the one that I am doing with that friend of mine, and I'm going at the same pace as her. So I'm going to take this off of the WIP wall. Project bag, I have the pattern, and I have the yarn, and I have it started, and I know the project, but I cannot remember what the name of the pattern is, and it is not written on any page of the pattern. So I need to go to my iPad. I know it's a brioche one. Okay, so I've got my list. It took me just about 17 minutes. I've got on here $29. So I have 29 WIPs right now. And what my plan is first I'm going to make sure that my Ravelry page is current with all of these. I have a list, and I'm going to make sure that my Ravelry page is current. I'm going to try to fill in the start date. And now, for moving forward with 2024, I want to get these done. Like all of them but the blankets. There's no reason. And Belinda over at Belinda Bobbles, and Mandy at Mouse's Makes are running a make-along to get things done by the end of March. So what I'm planning and hoping to do is I'm going to have one project selected, and I'm going to work on that project for 1 week. If at the end of that week it is not finished, it's going to go back on the shelf and we're going to pull another one. Okay. But let's say I pull like those Rose City rollers, and after 2 days or 3 days, I've gotten the rest of my sock pair done and Alex's. Because remember, with the Rose City rollers, I was planning on doing a matching pair for her. Let's say after 3 days, I have that done. I will record another episode, show the finished object, and then we'll pull another project, and I'll work on that for a week. Okay, so let me show you how we're going to be doing this. Now, if you see here, there are 18 cubicles, okay? So cubicle 1, 2, 3, 4 through 6, and then down here, 7 across, down here, and across, okay? I have a project sitting in front of this cubby and a project sitting in front of this set of cubbies. Because, and I'm going to turn this light off so there's no reflection, I have this dice app. So I have a 20-sided dice and a 2-sided dice on here, okay? And in having both dice on here, see, so this one has, sorry, I'm trying to get it so you can't see the reflection. This one is a 20-sided dice, and this one is a 2-sided dice. So I'm going to tap this at the beginning of an episode, and we're going to go to the second cubby and grab the first project, okay? That's what project we're going to work on. So I'm going to go to the second cubby right here, see, 1, 2, and I'm going to grab the first project. So the first project is going to be the project on the left. The project on the right would be number 2. Now, because it's a 20-sided dice, and I only have 18 cubicles, this right here, if 19 were to pull up, then I would do this project. If 20 were to roll up, I would do that project, this one right here. Okay, both of these are blankets. So let's see what this project is that we will be working on, I will be working on for 1 week. Okay, so this is the Velocor, and I will talk more about that because I'm going to turn off this recording right now because now I've shown you what we're going to do. I will come back and talk more about it, but I really wanted to show you guys so that I could start knitting tonight. So I will see you guys in a minute. Doesn't that look like so much fun? I am so excited about this dice game. I am so excited. So as you saw, I will be working on the Velocor by Andrea Mowry for the next week. Now that one, I don't know that I'll finish in a week. So like I said, in 1 week, I will record another episode and share progress as far as how far I got on that. And then if I do by some miracle get it finished, then I'll have an FO to share. If not, it's going to go back in its spot in the cubbies and we'll roll the dice again and see what's going to be next. Now, let me share with you. So like I said, last night, I'm sitting on my wool. Last night, I pulled this project out and I've got, maybe they're still out there. My needle stoppers. I don't want to drop any stitches with this one for sure. So I did put a stitch marker or a progress keeper on last night to show where I am. And it's a stitch marker that I got. So Anthony opened up, it's a little mushroom. Anthony opened up his stitch marker advent this year, the Fairy Notes stitch marker advent. I had gotten the same one, but it was silly for us both to share. So he shared that one, but I've got the same stitch markers and progress keepers. So got my little, trying to turn it around and it's like, nope, not today, Tanya. So it's little mushroom on there. And that's where I was last night when I started. So I did all right. Each one of these little stripes, the light gray and the dark gray, is, 2 rows. And like I said in that little clip, it was after 10 o'clock last night. And there are a lot of stitches. And this is being done on a US 3. I needed a US 2, I believe, for the ribbing. So there you have it. That's my progress so far. and we'll see how far I get. We'll see how far I get in a week. This was a paid for pattern. Okay guys, so another little insert here because I'm completely unorganized and out of practice from a normal episode. And I'm sorry. So it is 11 o'clock on January 18th, 11 p.m. I'm in my room. I'm editing this video, and I realized I didn't tell you guys about the yarn. I told you the pattern was by Andrea Mowry. Told you it was paid for. I told you the needle sizes, even the needles that I had already used for the ribbing. But I did not tell you about the yarn, which has been an absolute dream. It is Blue Savannah. Here's a label. Blue Savannah. And this is on her fingering weight. It's 50% superwash merino, 50% silk. It's 100 grams, 438 yards per skein. Now I am using the main color, which is this gray here, and it's called Flagstone. And then I have the lighter gray, which is called Antler Arch. And then I have that pink, which is called Cameron Rose. So those are the three colors. The pattern does tell me that from the size I'm making, I'll need 2 skeins of the main color, which is the Flagstone. But I just could not believe I forgot to tell you guys about that. So there you have it. There's the yarn details. Now back to the video wherever I insert this. I had seen it in Mandy at Mouse's Makes. It was in her favorites or her wish list. I'm not too sure, but I found that over on her page from her Ravelry page when I looked through her favorites, and it was just beautiful. So with my list, here's my progress. Now, I wrote them all down as you saw, and then this morning I went through and wrote my start date. If I couldn't remember the start date, I wrote down the date that I created the project page in Ravelry. So some of those were when I was doing my WIP roundup last November. I say last November, 2 months ago when I did my WIP roundup. Some of them I hadn't put in Ravelry yet. As I came across that WIP, I added it to Ravelry, so that was my start date. So some of these say they were started in November, but in all actuality, I had started them some other time, but I didn't add them to my Ravelry projects. Now, last night I told you there were 29. I forgot to add on here the slip stravaganza that I'm doing with my friend. It's not going to be in the cubicles. So it won't come up with the dice, but that is a WIP that I have. And the other thing, as I was getting the dates today from my Ravelry page, there is a project on there that I'm gonna have to go get and put on the WIP wall. And that was Anthony's Christmas gift for 2022, 2021. When did I do that? 2021. I had a Christmas gift for Anthony. It was an illusion knitting project. It's absolutely stunning, but it's not finished because I need to put the border around it. So I'm gonna get that project and I'm gonna add it to the WIP wall, and that'll be it. So that's 31 WIPs. Let's see how many I can get it down to by the end of March. Because let me tell you, at the end of March, when Belinda and Mandy's make-along is over, there's going to be another cast-on party. So our next cast-on party will be in April. Now, I already have, I don't know, if you didn't watch the 12 cast-ons, then this won't mean much, but I had cast-on 11 and 12 left to do, but I had 5 projects waiting to be cast on. I only cast on 2 of those 5. So I already have 3 projects in project bags waiting to be done and put on the needles come April for the cast on party. So right now it is another snow day for Alex, as I mentioned. She's out there in the living room playing with her little Lego setup. She loves her Legos. Anthony's in there with his little 4-legged buddies, and Alex and I are getting ready to head out. And today is she has an appointment. I don't want judgment for this. But Alex gets her nails done every 2 weeks, just like I do. She gets a manicure and a pedicure, and I just feel like it's something that I can do, and it's a personal hygiene thing, and it gets her to understand that it's okay to do these little things for yourself. And it is a manicure and a pedicure, and it makes her feel so special. And with some of the other struggles that she deals with, I mean, she's still dealing a lot. She's going to occupational therapy twice a week and counseling once a week for the sensory processing issues that she struggles with. And this is something where it is pushing her sensory stuff, and having her feet in the water and somebody touching them, and the filing and all of the things that go into this. And it's letting her know that it's okay to do these little things for yourself. So there have been times where it's like, nope, this is something that you need to earn, not something that you will just have handed to you. And then she has to work hard to get that privilege back. So it is something that she doesn't just get, but it is something that I schedule for her typically about every 2 weeks. So with that said, today is a snow day, but today is her appointment. So we are probably, I don't know if we're going to go to the library and drop off books today, or if we are just going to go to her appointment and then maybe the grocery store. But that's the end of the day. And I'm going to work on my Velocore. I hope everybody's doing amazing and is excited to work through their, whatever the number is, put it in the little blank here. But I hope you're excited about what you've got on the needles and what you're working on. All right, that's all I've got, and I will see you guys soon. Bye. Oh, one last little bit as I'm getting ready to put this stuff in my project bag. So I wanted to share with you this little gem. Look at this. Look at this project bag. It's a namaste. And let me just tell you that I got this in the D-stash section of my yarn shop. So it's got a spot for my iPad, my projects, notions. I got this in my D-stash. Are you kidding me? Maybe I shouldn't say how much I got it for. Maybe I'll bleep out how much I spent. But it was a steal. I couldn't believe it. So I will be moving this project into this project bag. But you guys, check out the D-stash at your local yarn shop if you have a D-stash at your local yarn shop. It has been such a hit at ours. But yes, here we go. My project bag. And the other thing that I failed to mention, look at that. It's even got the stitch markers still with it. You see that? This little clippy thing. It opens up and comes off. And then I have stitch markers. Are you kidding me right now? What a steal. Anyway, I will also include pictures because I remember opening my birthday advent. So that will also be included. I'll show pictures of how far I've gotten with my advent. I will not include days 1 through whatever it was I shared last time. I think it was day 6. I won't be sharing those. I'll start that next day and move forward. So you guys, honestly, truly, that's all I got for you. Okay, bye.